Each year in the European Union, people discard about 12 kilos of clothes per person, making one cotton t-shirt can use around 2,700 liters of water, about one person's drinking water for 2.5 years. This is the hidden price of the word cheap.
One wash of synthetic clothes can release up to 700,000 microplastic fibers. These tiny threads pass into the rivers and seas and then into the food chain.
Fast fashion means constant new styles at very low prices. It drives buying and waste. In 2022, average European Union textile use per person required 323 square meters of land and 12 cubic meters of water and 523 kilograms of raw materials and cost equivalent of 355 kilograms of CO2 emissions. Textile purchases in the European Union generated 355 kilograms of CO2 per person, about the same as driving 1,800 kilometers in a petrol car.
The issue is also human. The ILO highlights risk of unjust pay, excessive hours, and unsafe conditions in parts of the garment industry, pressures worsened by fast fashion.
The ILO Figure 1, called Average Monthly Minimum Wage for Garment Factory Workers 2019, chart compares legal minimum wages across major producing countries and reveals a huge gap, from under $30 per month in the lowest paid countries to over $1,700 in the highest. It helps explain why brands move production to places with cheaper labor and weaker protections. Moreover, in ILO Figure 2, called Minimum Wage of Garment Workers as a percentage of the local living wage 2018-2019, each bar compares legal minimum pay to what it actually costs to live. Many countries sit well below 100%, some under 50%, showing workers often earn 2 to 5 times less than a living wage that a family needs.
The ILO also notes safety problems, such as poor ventilation, chemical exposure, lack of basic facilities, and long hours that harm health and dignity.
Past disasters remind us the cost when safety is ignored, such as Rana Plaza in Dhaka, 24 April 2013. An 8-story building with 5 clothing factories collapsed. More than 1,100 people died and thousands were injured. This tragedy shows how unsafe some factories were and pushed brands to improve safety.
To understand what this meant for workers, we now speak with Nazma Begum, a sewing operator who survived Rana Plaza. He will describe the conditions before the collapse, what happened that day, and the changes he believes are still needed.
Hi, my name is Jordi, and here we are with...
Hello, my name is Nazma Begum.
Well, what was your job at the time of the collapse?
Well, I am a sewing operator. I was working on the 3rd floor of Rana Plaza.
Oh, very interesting. What happened on 24 April 2013?
Well, the day before we saw some cracks on the walls, and on the morning of the 24th, many of us were told to go back to work. And then, the whole building shook and collapsed.
What do you remember from those moments?
Well, it was dark and full of dust. I heard some people crying too. Well, I was trapped for a few hours. I waited many hours indeed before rescues could put me out.
How were the working conditions before the collapse?
Well, we worked long hours, often doing overtime to finish some orders. We had no training in case of a fire, for instance. It was pretty difficult indeed. We lived full of boxes, and I would not recommend that kind of condition to anyone.
Were you paid fairly?
Well, to start with, we had the overtime, but we were earning minimum wage. It was not enough to afford rent, food, and other supplies. Well, the thing is that in addition, we were not paid in time, on time. Sorry for my English.
What injuries did you suffer?
The injuries were I had a broken leg, some back pain, and the worst of all, I have nightmares, and they still go on. Also, many of my friends were killed or injured.
What support did you receive after the disaster?
First, I received some aid at the hospital, then some compensation, but it is not enough. Certainly, it's not enough.
What improvements do you want to see?
Well, some improvements I'd like to see is the right to refuse unsafe work from the workers, then some clear emergency exits with the evacuations drills we need, a living wage, paid on time with legal limits on hours and real rest days, medical care for injuries and long-term health problems, a strong building and fire safety checks by independent inspectors with public reports. Let me think. Grievance hotlines that protect workers from punishment. I think that would be interesting decisions to take. Yes.
What would you say to consumers watching this?
Please ask questions from where your clothes come from. Think better. There are people in this situation and this cannot go on for anymore. Please, we need your help. This is a problem that needs the community all join into helping the people in these conditions. Please, it's your turn to do something for us. Thank you very much.
Oh wow. Nasma, thank you for sharing your story.
No, you're welcome. I hope no one has to live through this again.
Thank you very much.
Now we look at Guangzhou, China, the so-called Shane Village. A BBC investigation by Laura Bicker reported very long hours and low pay in parts of the supply chain.
So this is where the workers will come in the morning to see what jobs are available. Each of these signs shows which factory is making what. They've even got examples of the kind of clothing that they're making. So if you're a machinist, you can see the kind of stitching and the kind of style that you'll be making that day. You get your job, off you go, you get paid. This is just one back alley in Guangzhou. There are streets upon streets of people just putting these textiles into rolls, putting them in the back of motorbikes, putting them into trucks and taking them right around Guangzhou to factories here and across China. There are over 34,000 textile companies in this city alone. 7,000 of them are factories, and it's thought at least half of them are suppliers of Shein. The reason this company has been so successful is because everything is very close together in one city. So behind these gates, as it gets dark, there are workers inside making clothes for Shein. We're told that they work 9 until 9. 6 days a week. Now, this is a company that has faced accusations of forced labour. They themselves have found incidents of child labour, and they've been accused of working their staff long hours and underpaying them. It is difficult to get people to speak to you. This is a company still shrouded in secrecy, but the workers we have managed to speak to say they're proud to work for Shein and that it works for this local economy.
According to that reporting, some workers described around 75-hour weeks and sometimes only 1 day off per month in certain facilities, beyond China's legal limits. The company said it is investing in stronger compliance.
Can policy help? The European Union strategy for sustainable and circular textiles aims to make clothes more durable, repairable, reusable, and recyclable and tackle fast fashion.
New European Union rules add extended producer responsibility, EPR, for textiles. Producers must fund collection, sorting, and recycling, including items sold online. Separate collection is now required across the European Union. Today, less than half of used clothes are collected for reuse or recycling, and only 1% are recycled back into new textiles. Some 4% to 9% of new items are destroyed unused. The goal is to reduce waste and slow consumption.
Now, we will focus on the collection and recycling gaps, especially the only 1% recycled into new clothes figure. This means almost all old garments are not turned back into new fabric. Most are downcycled, exported or landfill because blenders, fibers, dyes and poor sorting make fiber-to-fiber recycling hard. The clear fix is to wear longer, reuse, repair and design clothes for recycling.
What can we do? Buy less, choose better, keep clothes longer and repair when possible. Prefer brands that publish suppliers lists and show progress toward living wages.
Synthetics less often and at a lower temperature to reduce microplastic release. Use second-hand rental and swaps to slow the cycle.
Therefore, buy less, choose better, demand transparency, support fair pay. Our choices and the use of better laws can change the system.